Top of the day to you again, and of course, you all are welcome to yet another session. In fact, by regular calculations, I would say this is possibly the last foundational session that we'll be sharing and actually having an interface with as regards trading the Forex market. It's fortune signature right here. It's all about building a fortune trading Forex. And I'm always excited to say that we're a hub of independent and consistently profitable traders with proven signature trades that steadily guarantees a fortune. All right. In fact, we've had a very huge journey. Gone through many classes from trading types, terminologies used on Forex, and of course, how to make money trading Forex, when can you trade Forex, fundamental technical analysis, sentiments, selecting a broker, and of course, we've actually talked about, Forex chart types and how price moves, the lines, the candles, the bars, and how to actually set up your MT4 register, and of course, playing around the MT4 interface, or should I say the environment, and of course, many other things like placing a trade. We learned exactly how to place a trade, either to buy or sell, and of course, the kind of orders to place, sell limits, buy limits, sell stop, buy stop, how to partial close, break even, close a trade out. We've also looked at trends and trend lines, which is very much getting into some bit of advanced talks. We've also looked at candlestick patterns. We've looked at the hammers and the hanging mans, engulfing. We've looked at the doji, the railroad tweezer tops, tweezer bottoms. We've looked at the shooting starter as well. We looked at some chart patterns in the head and shoulder. We've looked at the double tops and the double bottoms. And we'll be looking at the most common trading mistakes new traders make, and of course, Forex scams to avoid. I believe that we've been able to successfully and adequately answer most of the questions that you posted on the Telegram group. And should, in case you have many more questions, feel free to do so. Don't hesitate to do so. We're right here to serve you much better. The benefit of engaging in this kind of trading with Fortune Signature is that you definitely enjoy a mentorship for about a year, which is very good. All right, we're not just the type that just puts you in front of the war zone and then lets you do your battles yourself. We would fight the war together to the point where we feel that you have had your feet, stamped properly. Okay, so let's look at the most common trading mistakes new traders, make, and the Forex scams to avoid. Making mistakes is actually part of the learning process when it comes to trading Forex. If you want to get into the business and you think, well, I'm just going to avoid making every, yes, you should set out avoiding mistakes. But I would say, and even suggest that you should actually set out learning all the mistakes, making all the mistakes, and of course, learning from the mistakes as well. It's always a learning curve for us in Forex. Everyone is always a Forex student. No matter how many years you've been trading, you're still a Forex student, which is why we still have demo accounts and we still have them, alongside our live accounts. But did you know that most factors, that cause traders to fail, or fall, or lose out, on a lot of money and all, is self-inflicted? Yes, you need to know that. All right, there are a lot of mistakes, things that really affect trading and all of that. But 80 to 90% of the time, of the factors or that actually make a lot of Forex traders to fail, they are actually self-inflicted. Now, here are some common mistakes that beginners, like you and I, maybe let me just put myself there because I don't want you to feel bad. But beginners generally make trading the Forex: overconfidence, over trading, over leveraging, over exposure, overriding stop losses, and over analysis that leads to paralysis. Let's take it one after the other. Overconfidence. Now, overconfidence, is an act of, in fact, let me just put it this way. Confidence is actually critical in Forex trading. All right, becoming a successful Forex trader, you need to be confident. You need to grow in confidence. All right, but there's just a thin line between being confident and being too overconfident when it comes to Forex trading. When you're confident, you are more likely to take a risk or look for opportunities and get into it, because life is a risk itself. Okay. However, it's one thing to believe that your trades can potentially be profitable, but it's another thing to actually think that you know everything, you know every about the market, and then there's no way for you to ever lose because all you do is win. Oh, wow. Because you say no matter what. I know that we should have a positive mentality, but I mean, good Forex traders get into the Forex business hoping to make money, believing that they will make money. But every time they are about to place a trade, okay, what we teach right here at Forex Fortune Signature is that you will definitely build your fortune steadily, okay? You will make money. Have that mindset. But for every time you get into a trade, before you enter into that trade, enter with a mindset that you can lose that trade. Yes, take every trade in isolation. This trade, there's a possibility I can lose it. Not because you don't know what you're doing, but because the market can just be the market. All right? So be careful, not to be too overconfident, thinking that, you know what, at all, don't worry. I got this one covered. You hear, a lot of Forex traders say things like, the market will break this point and it will continue to buy. Are you sure? What makes you so confident it's going to break this point and then go? All right? The market is going to sell because it has touched this point, it must sell. There's nothing they do and it must sell. When you begin to sound like that, you are entering into that overconfident zone and you will be battered by the market. It will humble you. It will so humble you that, in fact, before you recover, it will take a bit. What you should be saying, the language you speak in Forex, drawing the line between being overconfident or normally confident, is to use the market language. For example, you can't just say this market will sell or will buy. All right, you would say you have a sell bias or you have a buy bias as regards the market at the moment. A bias means this is what I feel, this is what my opinion is, this is my sentiment. Okay, so if the market does buy, fine, because you've speculated rightly. If the market then sells against you, you'll be like, yes, I have a bias. I didn't say it was going to definitely buy. Some people get into trades and you begin to hear things like, and they're already in heavy negatives, like heavy negatives. You are seeing minus 400, on a $1,000 account, and they're like, don't worry, it will turn. The market will still turn. Yes, we know market operates in cycles, but that is how ego until you wipe out your entire account. Don't be overconfident. If you realize your mistakes early enough, get out of that trade with that little negative than compounding your negative. We'll talk more about how people sit out, a negative trade for a long time, but they get out of a profitable trade in a very short time. It's a very funny, mentality in Forex. Everybody is battling that, very, very funny psychology. Okay, so overtrading. What is overtrading? Overtrading is when you are trading too many times, too frequently. Good and great Forex traders don't necessarily have to be on their system 24/7. They don't have to trade like every bit and bit they get to see. All right? I mean, they look out for times, setups to get into the market, and when they find it, they get into the market. If they don't find the setup, they actually sit out and do other things. All right? Overtrading is when you're trading too frequently. If you trade too frequently, you're exposing yourself to more losses than wins because your eyes begin to see what is not there because you're looking for something that is not missing. Do you understand that? Then when you take extremely large trades, that's overtrading too as well. For example, your lot size is too large. You have a $200 account size and you're using a mini lot size. Hello, what is wrong with you? 0.1? Are you serious on a $200 account? All you need is just a move of 20 pips minimum, and you're out of the market, my guy. You're out of the market just like that. Be careful not to take extremely large trades or using large lot sizes and all. Taking too many trades at the same time without capital consideration, right? Be very careful. Or taking uncalculated risk. You've not actually checked the parameters, your trading setup, and just jump into it out of emotion. You are over trading that way. You're over trading that way. I look at your open trades and I see too many open trades. Too many open trades. That is over trading. Be very cautious. Watch the number of trades that you want to get into. Do you want to get into 5 trades? Then you would have to divide those 5 possible entries by the number of exact lots that you're supposed to use on that account. For example, if you're supposed to use a 0.05 lot size to trade your account, do you know what you have to do? And you want to enter more than 5 trades and more. What you have to do is what? Divide those number of trades, by 0.05. And so you will enter one in 0.01, another one in 0.01, another one is in 5 places. That is much better. Or you take one in 0.02, another in 0.02, the last one in 0.01 to make up 0.05. That is how we do it, okay? Don't over trade. The beauty of it is that a lot of Forex traders know this. The discipline to stick to it is always the issue. The discipline to stick to these principles is always the issue. Another thing is over leveraging. Over leveraging. This is abuse of privilege, because the broker has given you a leverage of 1 to 100, 1 to 200, 1 to 400. We've said that over the leverage means, like, for a ratio of 1 to 100, for every $1 in your account, they're giving you an extra $100. That's what it means. Okay, so what happens? For 1 to 100 worth of leverage with a $1,000 account, your broker might allow you to open as much as $100,000 worth of positions. Now, because you have the opportunity to do that does not mean you should exhaust the entire position. Yes, don't abuse the privilege. All right. The plus is you can magnify your gains because of those number of positions. But if the trade goes against you, my goodness, you can also amplify your losses. All right, and quickly blow out your account. Use the right lot size, because like they say, illegal lot size is a crime. Illegal lot size is a crime. You're committing a crime when you use an illegal lot size. Overexposure. Overexposure. That's another thing that actually brings most Forex traders, new Forex traders, down. Overexposure. When you have multiple positions, I mentioned this earlier before, under overtrading. But when you have multiple positions open on your trading account, and each position consists of different currency pairs, always make sure that you are aware of your risk exposure, especially understanding currency correlation. You know, how this currency works with this currency, and how that currency works with this currency, and if this currency and this currency is doing this, that currency and the other currency must be doing this. And you have all open on your chart, and you're all in all the trades. My goodness, you have to be careful of overexposure. You are going to expose yourself to too many risks. Another thing is overriding stop losses. This is the one that a lot of new Forex traders are guilty of, that helps them to wipe out their account. Stop losses are pending orders, okay? When you enter that stop loss, you know, you're saying that market should close you out in case the market goes in an opposite direction from what you have speculated. That's what you're saying. So it might be psychologically difficult sometimes for you to acknowledge being wrong. I understand, because it's paining that, wow, you know, what happened here? But this is the thing in Forex. If your parameters are right, or rather your trade setup is right, if the market goes against you, don't take it as you did something wrong. Just take it as the market did what the market had to do. The market is bigger than us. The market will do what the market will do. That's something you should tell yourself. The only time you should blame yourself is when you use illegal lot sizes, or you jump into a trade for no reason at all. There was no strong why to why you jumped into that trade. So all of a sudden you have set your stop loss at what? negative 10 pips. That's the most I am willing to lose. Remember, stop loss is the most you're willing to lose in the trade. And all of a sudden, it's going against you. Then you start adjusting your stop loss to accommodate more losses because you're feeling that the market will still turn back. You move to 20 pips, you move it to 30 pips, you move it to 50 pips. Market is still not turning back. And you're accommodating all the losses. Hello, you are actually doing it to your own undoing. Like I said earlier, a lot of people wait out a bad trade too often, but they prematurely cut off a good trade. So that bad trade, they will keep adjusting the stop losses, hoping that it will turn back, and they can keep it and watch it out for days. And I'm surprised. I wish you could watch out those, kind of positions in a long position when you are making profits. I mean, when you're making profits and you're waiting out for days, then of course, you've done a whole lot of good to yourself. But when you are so quick to cut off your profits, because I don't make something, let me just get it out. There are other ways to manage your account and still maximize the potential move of the market. One of such ways is partial closing that was learned before. You have to understand money management. That will help you. But people will just rather just wait out bad trades, bad losses, and then it goes against them. Just the way an illegal lot size is a crime, guess what, guys? Not even using a stop loss at all, or always adjusting your stop losses illegally and without any major reason backing it up is a big sin. Okay, it's a big sin. Overanalysis is another point that you need to watch. Overanalysis. Now, you have to keep things simple in Forex. Keeping it simple saves you a lot of headache. Look at this chart right here on the screen here. There are too many lines. Remember when we're talking about drawing horizontal support and resistance zones and diagonal zones and all the likes? And I said, I don't want to put too many lines on my chart. Why? Because I don't want to make it too complicated. I don't want to overanalyze, my chart such that it becomes too complicated for me to even decide when to go into a trade or when to get out of a trade. Do you understand that? Keep it simple. A lot of headache you would save yourself if you keep it simple. Too many analyses can lead to paralysis of a good trade setup. You've seen your parameters, you've seen your setup, just hit the trigger if you're sure about it. Whatever happens, you take it. It takes your profit, you be happy. It hits you out of in stop loss, move on to another trade. That's the way it works. All right? Being over emotional is another big problem. Your emotional stability is very important in trading Forex. In this business, people who don't have control on their emotions, like anger, like not being able to be patient, by not being disciplined or being principled, trust me, they're going to have serious issues, trading this market. Forex will mess up with your mind. I'm telling you right now, for free. Forex will mess up with your mind if you're not careful. Letting your emotions get to you regarding, your trading performances, it's very dangerous. When it comes to trading, your head should be in charge, not your heart. Your head should be in charge. Get in touch with your upstairs very often. It's very important. Else, you'll find yourself in many revenge trading. What do I mean by revenge trading? You enter the trade, and all of a sudden, you're not sure why you entered into the trade. Then, of course, it starts going against you. And then you start losing money. It cuts you out of the market. And then you'll be like, market took my money. We're going all out for it. What? It's going to go all out for you. Trust me. If you jump into that market again for no reason, then, of course, you are revenge trading. But, of course, very experienced Forex traders, when they get to be caught out of the market losing something, because they've used the right lot sizes, they can afford to get into the market again. Unfortunately for revenge traders, what happens is that they've used 0.01, they lost some money, there's no reason why they got into the trade in the first place. Guess what? They will now increase their lot. I want to make that money back plus a new profit. So they will increase their lot size to 0.02 or 0.03 or 0.05 and then re-enter a trade that they're not sure of. And then the market will still go against them. It will just keep messing up with their minds. So you have to be very careful about these things. Over leveraging, overriding your stop losses, over being overconfident, being over emotional. and all. Those are the things that get a lot of Forex newbies into a lot of trouble. So let's look at some Forex traps to be very careful about. Some Forex traps that you want to be careful about. Some people don't have time to trade, but want to make a fortune from trading. They've heard that Forex is making big money for people, but they don't have the time. So they're looking out for people that can help them trade, or how they can make things happen for themselves. All right, it's not impossible, I understand, but you need to be careful, for some of the Forex traps that exist. Let's look at some of them. One, Forex managed accounts. There are people that you want to give your money to and say, please manage my account. Be careful, open your eyes. Before you give your money to someone, it's not because they sound so good and they've been telling you and boboing you that they have been making so much money, and you didn't even know that what they've been showing you was even maybe demo, and they'll be screenshotting just a few parts of it. They don't have to show you their balance and everything. If someone is going to manage your account, you can as well break things down and be transparent. You need to see exactly the Forex trading history of this person, the pedigree this person has in the market, before you are saying, yes, I give you my money to trade. All right? And there have to be some strict rules. Else, you're going to have to blame yourself for a lot of this wrong decision. Another thing in Forex, talking about traps that you need to be careful about, is Forex products that are being sold here and there, and network marketing traps that people get themselves involved in because you don't have the time to trade. For example, I am not against any of the Forex products. Most of these Forex products are good, amazing Forex products. But guess what? Most of these Forex products are created by independent Forex traders. So they don't have 10 heads. If they can do it, you can also do it. Do you understand that? If they can do it, you can also do it. If you have the time to trade, learn the ropes. Learn by the ropes. Take your time to do the learning. If it's going to take you 3 months, if it's going to take you 6 months, if it's going to take you 1 year to know this thing very well to the point where you can start to trade on your own, that is the way to go. Then you can also even start to create products for yourself. People's products are their personal setups that they're giving to you for free. People's products that you buy are their personal setups that they are giving to you to trade with. All right? So you have to be very careful. And nowadays, we even see a lot of network marketing being the bane of it. Forex is not network marketing. Forex is not network marketing. I say it again, Forex is not network marketing. The way network marketing, is being marketed or is being talked about, if you talk about Forex in the same light, you will get your fingers burnt. Do you understand that? You cannot say that you're jumping into the Forex market now, and then in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're already making heavy amount of money. Trust me, it might just be what we call beginner's luck. Beginner's luck exists in this business. You have to go through the process to learn the process, to be able to appreciate the process, and then replicate the process to make money through the process, if you understand what I'm talking about. All right? So be careful about Forex products. Build yourself to the point where you can also begin to develop Forex setups that can be sold as products. Okay? What about Forex signals? The same thing. The difference between the Forex products, or rather, signals basically and robots are virtually the same. Signals are people sending you their Forex entry points and parameters. So someone is telling you that, I'm about to get into this trade, or get into this trade when this and this happens or something. You don't know why the person is getting into that trade. You trust the person, hook, line, and sinker. I'm not saying there's a problem with it, all right? I'm just saying that what you are doing to yourself is living in bondage. You are living in bondage. One of the things that a Forex trader must enjoy, remember, is freedom. Everything that has to do with Forex, you must enjoy freedom, you must enjoy leverage, you must enjoy time, and you must enjoy profit. Do you understand that? So anytime you're tied to a product, you're tied to network marketing as well, tied to robots, tied to signals, you are in bondage. You don't enjoy trading Forex, trust me. Because when the signals are not there, you are handicapped, you are useless, you don't even know what to do. But if you learn these things properly, even with the signals, you can maximize signals to its fullest. The same thing with robots. Robots and signals are the same. It's just that robots are automated. People buy robots now, install it on their system. One of the things that was my biggest undoing when I was doing well trading Forex was when the robot era came into business. I got this robot, put it on my system, and it wiped my account totally. Yes, you heard me. It wiped my account. I'm not saying that we don't have good robots out there. It's difficult. It's difficult. Some of them are so expensive. It's difficult to be sure which one you're getting your hands involved in. Forex broker scam is another thing. There are a lot of brokers that you don't want to do business with. There are a lot of brokers you don't want to do business with. They manipulate their spreads. Spreads that should not be like 2 or 3 pips, you'll be seeing 5 and 6 pips. They manipulate their spreads. They increase it at some odd hours and you don't even know about it. What about blacklisting? It's another term, that we know about. Blacklisting is such that if a broker, because a broker knows as you are placing trades, the broker can see your trades. Yes, the broker can see your trade. The broker cannot take your money. Yes, the broker cannot take your money, but the broker can see your trade. The broker knows when you entered into a trade. The broker knows where you put your stop loss. The broker knows where you put your take profit. Yes, you heard me right. So guess what? If you continually make series of losses, so much, a lot of losses, more losses than profits, guess what's going to happen? A broker will blacklist you in such a way that they will put you in a category of people that lose a lot. And people that lose a lot are easily manipulated. Trust me, they manipulate it. So that when you put your stop loss at a point, which has actually happened to me when I was demonstrating for a bit, if you put your stop loss at a point, guess what's going to happen? When market is not even getting to your stop loss, they will push their price up individually from their own platform to touch your stop loss and take you out of the trade. You would have thought, I've lost that trade. Whereas, if you actually put it side by side with other brokers, price has not gotten to that point. Yes, they do things like that. So you have to be very careful. All right, people will make good profits. They can't do things like that to those people because, of course, when you lose money, they make money. When you gain money, they also make money. So if they list people positively, they also blacklist people negatively. Stop hunts, like I said, they see your stop losses and they kind of manipulate it. In fact, take profits delays too before you close out. On your platform, you just see that price has gotten to your take profits area, but has not taken you out of the trade. What is happening? And they know that price can reverse in a matter of seconds. You keep clicking on close, it doesn't close. In fact, your take profit that has been automated, it's not taking you out. Imagine if you were not there at that time, to see it. All of a sudden, you would think price never got to your TP and went back. And then you'll be so gutted, fuming, like what is happening? A lot of brokers do this. You have to be careful, which is why we recommended one out of many or one out of few that we can say to a large extent, are people that we can actually vouch for. So be careful. These are part of the Forex trap. Okay, so let's talk about developing your trading strategy. Developing your trading strategy. Every successful Forex trader needs to come up with a trading strategy. I know I taught you about zones and levels. I know we taught you about, price actions and candle patterns and taking prices or going for a buy when the market is very much below and going for a sell when the market is above and some zones. I know all of that. But trust me, it's not every time prices are at some high or some low that you just enter a market. It doesn't just work as easy as that. If it was that easy, everybody's going to be making like, fortunes and fortunes and fortunes just like that. Even a 3-year-old will be making fortunes from trading Forex because you just got a 3-year-old. When price comes down, you just click buy and then they sell. But it doesn't happen that way. All right. That could happen maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 times. All right. And that could be your luck. But sometimes, what about you falling into the trap of the 7 to 10 times that it doesn't happen? And then you say Forex doesn't work. Forex works. It's just that you need to develop a trading strategy. Statistics have it that 90% of traders don't make it. All right? This might scare you. But of course, you want to be a part of the special 10 or 20 or 30 as they gradually increase right now. That actually does make it right. Then be ready to fight for it. Remember, Forex is a war zone. Permit my Yoruba. That's interpreting right now. It means you're very much in a war front. Okay? Trading is like a war front. And one should never embark on such without what? Counting your cost. All right, in summary, when you fail to plan, of course you plan to fail, right? Successful traders develop trading strategies that simplify trading for them. Trading can be complex with so many things to you. Indicators, and tools that you combine, and you're like, wow, my goodness, and things like that. But keep them, for Forex strategies, keep you disciplined. All right, informs your trading decisions, and then it will actually make you be your own trader, your own defined, unique trader, independent trader. All right, it helps you to maximize profit. That's what a trading strategy does. When you follow them, when you follow your trading plans, it limits, the mistakes you make. It minimizes your losses too as well. Now, things that you need to add at the back of your mind. Don't adopt a trading strategy or method blindly. At the same time, what I'm trying to tell you is that it's okay to use somebody else's trading strategy. Yes, it's okay to use somebody else's trading strategy. I mean, that's why some people go ahead of us, right? I mean, to come and show us how things are done. So if you find a friend who's doing well and has a trading strategy, feel free, to get a trading strategy from him. What does he see? What does he do when he sees what he sees? How does he go about it? Those are questions you want to ask. So ensure that whatever trading strategy you've actually deployed or method, don't just follow it blindly, all right? You have to ask questions. You have to learn it, all right? You have to know exactly how it works, okay? Make sure it's compatible with your kind of person, your profile, your personality, and then this would actually drastically lower your chances of making terrible errors. Now, keep a trading journal. A trading journal is a record of your trading, lifestyle, your trading lifestyle, yes. So when you want to get into Forex, when you enter into a trade, take note of it. Why did you go into the trade? What made you go into the trade? Why did you exit the trade at the point? Things like that. These are things that you write down in your Forex trading journal. Identify what must be seen, why the trade is potentially valid, when to get into the trade and out of it, and how to manage the trade in real time. These are the things that make up, making money out of Forex. One, you must have seen something. If you don't see something, a pattern, if you don't see something, your signal point, if you don't see something, then why get into the trade? You must see something, all right? And after you've seen it, you have to ask yourself if the why behind now getting into it is valid enough. Then, even if you have seen it and you've said, yes, I need to go for a buy bias or a sell bias, then you need to ask yourself, when is the right time to get into this trade? The when is where the strategy comes into play. The when is where the strategy comes into play. And then the when of getting into the trade and the when of getting out of the trade is very important. Then overall, you want to also be very careful of the how to manage the trade in real time. Take part of your profits, break even, ride onto your TPs and all the like. These are things that you can always learn. With trading discipline comes consistency. With trading discipline comes consistency. With trading discipline comes consistency. And with consistency, we have profitability. With trading discipline comes consistency. And with consistency comes profitability. Now, 3 steps, quick steps on how, in fact, there's 6 steps on how to actually develop your trading system. Very easy steps on how to develop your trading system. 1, your time frame. Remember the time frames, minutes, hours, weekly, daily, those are time frames. The first thing you need to decide when creating your system is what kind of Forex trader are you? Are you a day or swing trader? Do you like looking at charts every day or every week or every month or even every year? How long do you want to hold on to your positions for? Even though you will actually still look at other, smaller time frames and all, or multiple time frames combined, this will kind of, help you to create a framework around your personality and how to actually, manage your trade and get into your trade. 2, find the indicators that help you identify a new trend. What do we trade in Forex? We're trading trends. Remember, you trade with the trend. The trend is your friend. Be in direction of that trend. You go counter trade for experienced traders, but of course, you want to find indicators. There are quite a number of them. Moving averages is actually one of them. They help you to identify that a new trend has started. Okay, now we are on an upward trend. Now the downward trend has begun. those are the times you want to get into a trade. You don't want to get into a trade just anyhow. You want to get into a trade when a new trend has started to build up. A new trend has started to form. So one of the ways to create a trading system is to look for those indicators, which you have to do by yourself by, going through a lot of practice to know, oh, this indicator helps me to know quick entries or quick identifications of trend directions or trends. Okay, the next step is to find indicators that will help you confirm the trend. So it's one thing to find an indicator that will help you know that this is the new trend that the market is going. It's also another key factor to identify the kind of indicator that will say, yes, I second this. I like the statements, they always say, by market rule, that when we see a signal for a new trend, we can then confirm it by using another indicator. All right. Our second goal is to always confirm this. Out of the mouth of two confluences is a trade established. I said so. Yes, in the hands or out of the mouth of two confluences is a trade established. I know you know exactly what that means, directly speaking. Okay, number 4, define your risk. How much risk am I willing to take here? The risk will also talk about your lot size. The risk will talk about how much loss you are willing to bear on this trade, because it will help you know if I'm getting to this trade or not. It's very important that you define how much you're willing to lose, on each trade. A good trader thinks about what he or she could potentially lose first before what he or she could potentially gain in profit. You must always think of how much you will lose. See, wrong Forex traders, unsuccessful Forex traders always think of profit first. Wrong mindset, very wrong mindset. You always have to think of how much you are going to lose first before how much you can potentially gain. How much you would lose first before what you can potentially gain. All right? Because remember, overall, we want to make profits, right? That's the mindset of a good Forex trader. But for every time you get into a trade, you trade as though, you get into that trade as though you might lose that trade. Think of what you could lose first before what you could potentially gain in profit. Those are the things you want to put in your strategy. Define entries and your exit points. Know when the right time to get into a trade is. Through practice, you begin to know. And of course, what are the things I look out for to mark up my potential take profit points? Are there indicators that could help me or tools that could help me? Yes, you have to find out all these things. For example, the EMAs could help. The Fibonacci tool could help. These are the things that you can also get to find out much later in more advanced environments. And of course, write down your system rules. Test your system rules and follow your system to the letter. Write down your system, your trading system rules, test it over and over again on your demo account, and then follow it to the end. And then, of course, boom, voila, you found yourself a trading system that works. In fact, another thing is don't have too many trading systems. Keep it simple. You have too many trading systems, you might just be messing up your mind. Stick to a trading system or two that is working for you, and you're good as long as it is giving you profit. What are you looking for up and down again? Stick to those things until it stops to work. All right, be disciplined. All right, and discipline is one of the most important characteristics that a trader must have. So you must always remember to stick to the system. Okay, risk management in trading. A trader who doesn't pay attention to risk is a gambler. If you don't pay attention to risk, you are a gambler. Forex is not a casino. We are in the business of making money, and in order to make money, we have to learn how to manage our risk potential, which is our potential losses. Now, look at looking at the long-term return on your investment instead of looking at the jackpot effect could help you, could save you a whole lot of trouble. Always try to limit your risk to 2% of your account per trade. 2% of your account per trade. 2% of your account per trade. Risking more means that you need a few losses, or losing streak to blow out your account. So you have to be careful. One of the rules is to protect your money, to protect your capital as much as possible. All right? It will require more effort trying to rebuild an account that's been depleted than an account that, it's a lot of work. Growing an account, it's a lot easier, trust me. Trying to rebuild an account that you've lost money from is more work, it's hectic. You know, emotionally, psychologically, it's so demanding, you know, because you're trying to get your capital back. You're trying to get it back. Instead of just trying to build on your profit in trickles and in trickles till it becomes a mighty ocean. Download the software Steno. Look at it up here. That's the logo if you go to your app store. Steno. It's something that can help you calculate your lot sizes easily. So before you get into a trade, you enter the currency pair, the account balance that you have, and it will help you calculate your lot sizes. Now let's look at a very, very easy example right here. Someone has a total account of $20,000 to trade with. I'm sure somebody will be like, what? Are you kidding me? That's plenty. I wish I had that kind of money. Well, you can build your account to that level, trust me. I have a story of a young dude who is actually just 14 years in the UK. Sometime this year or last year, he grew a 250 pound account into 60,000 pounds within 10 months. 10 months. It's very possible, guys. The power of compound interest can also come to play as well. All right, so back to this risk management. Look at this. Someone has $20,000 in their account. If they risk 2%, what they can lose is $400, right, from one trade. If the person had 10% risk, he can lose $2,000 from that trade, right? Second trade, balance is now $19,600. If he loses another 2%, he had lost $392. It will remain $19,208. If he uses 10%, he will lose another $1,800. He will be down to what? $16,200. And it goes on and on and on and on. By the fifth trade, guess what's happening? By the fifth trade of using 2%, constantly losing an account, you would have only lost $369 of your $20,000, leaving you with $18,447. But for somebody that's been using 10% all the while, by the fifth trade, he has lost $1,312. Leaving him with what? 13,000. Sorry, he has lost more than, what am I saying? The person has lost more than $1,312. The person has lost the total of all of this together, leaving him or her with $13,122. It's just a matter of time. The person has been risking 2%, even if he's losing trades, back to back, will stay longer in the game. That person using 10%, which is why we treat and talk about money management, risk management. Minimize your risk. Minimize your risk. Keeps you in the game. Stay in the game. You right? Because there's a possibility that you can have a losing streak of 2 or 3 trades, and then have a winning streak of 10 trades. But if you use the wrong lot sizes in those 2 or 3 trades, then you now use, when your common sense has now become common, and you now use the right lot sizes on the 10 trades, you will just be breaking even. It will look as if you are not making progress in your trading, experience. So sticking to those rules helps you a lot. Let's look at habits and mindsets of successful and profitable traders. First things first, trading is a game of patience. Trading is a game of patience. Successful traders are extremely patient. It doesn't matter if the setup takes 2 hours or 2 weeks or 2 months to shape up. They would wait for it. You know why? Quality setups that they've tested over time may take time to materialize, but when they do, oh my goodness, it gives them plenty of profit in the long run. So they'll be patient, they'll wait it out, they'll confirm it before they jump into it. Successful traders do that. What else do successful traders do in terms of their mindsets and their abilities? They focus on the process and not the profit. Remember, when you trade, think about the potential losses first before you think about potential gains. Think about the potential losses first before you think about the potential gain. Focus on the process and not the profit. Learning is the foundation for earning in Forex. You have to keep learning. You're a student in the Forex game. You remain a student in the Forex game, in the Forex market. All right? Think about the potential losses than the potential gains. Another thing that matters most is protecting your capital. Protect your capital. Like they even say, if you don't take any trade at all, it's a good trade because your capital has been what? Protected. If you don't take any trade at all, it's a good trade. So wait until the odds are more in your favor before entering the market. In fact, when the odds are in your favor, you want to consider positive ratios. We'll get into that in a bit. Remember, never take more than 2% risk on your capital per trade. Manage your profits wisely. Partial close it when necessary. Break even when necessary, and you're good to go. Make sure that you are in a good state of mind when you're trading Forex. All right. If someone just upsets you, that's not the time to take up your laptop. If someone just broke your heart, that's not the time to take up your laptop. Do you understand? If you are hungry, that's not the time to take up your laptop. You'll be seeing things, trust me. All right. If you are over happy, too joyous, you don't want to take up your laptop at that time. You want to take up your laptop or your phone when your head is much settled, when your emotions are much settled, when you can use your head and not your heart, when you can use your head and not your heart. Make sure you're in a good state of mind. There's no need for apathy and fear, greed, or impatience setting in, anxiety and all the likes. Don't revenge the market. Don't revenge the market. Have a strong why to get into every trade. If the why is not strong, then don't jump into the trade. If the why is not strong, don't jump into the trade. Now, have a trading plan and stick to it. Have a trading plan, test it, run it, stick with it, all right? And then to increase your chances of profitability, what successful traders do is that they look out for potential trades that give them 2 to 3 times the ratio in profit than the risk that they would actually lose out on. What do I mean by that? If they see a trade setup and they see that the potential loss they are willing to take is maybe 10 pips. Remember, pips is the journey and the distance that price covers. But there's a calculation that makes you know how much it is based on your lot size. So imagine if the loss or potential loss on that trade is about 10 pips that you're willing to take, but the potential gain on that account, you are seeing about 20 pips, 30 pips, and 40 pips. What you're telling yourself is that you have a ratio 1 to 2, ratio 1 to 3, ratio 1 to 4 potential profits. And that's a good setup. 1 to 1 might be okay for scalpers, people that just want to take something out of the market. So if I can lose $10 and I can make $10, it's still a good trade. If I'm willing to lose $10 and make $10, it's still a good trade. If I'm willing to lose $10 and make $20, that's a good trade. If I'm willing to lose $10 and make $30, that's a fantastic trade. If I'm willing to lose $10 to make $40, that's an absolutely fantastic trade. So that's the mindset that you want to take when trading the Forex. And this is the mindset and the habit of highly successful and profitable Forex traders. It's been an amazing journey with you past this many sessions, talking to you about the basics and of course what is needed to get into the Forex market. But of course, some of you will say, I want to, I need a signature trade. I need a setup. I need something that I want to keep saying that will give me a potential, 80%, 90%, 95% of wins all the time. Yes, we do have it. That's what we boast of right here at Fortune Signatures. At Fortune Signatures, we boast of successful win rate of 90 to 95% win rate of successful trade setups, all right, of signature trade setups, things that we always see that gives us the profit 90 to 95% of the time. If you want to know about this one, then you need to enroll in the advanced class of this training. The advanced class of this training. It's called the signature trade class. Trust me, where automatically begin to see setup. So the journey of 10 years that took some of us, 5 years that took some of us, you are beginning to have that kind of journey in a shorter period of time of 3 months and 6 months, because we would need you to test it, to practice it, and begin to earn almost just like that. Anything and anyone that comes to tell you about how you can make money in 1 week, in 2 weeks, immediately, and making big money in Forex, be careful, be wary. Take your 2 left legs, remove your slippers or your shoes, dust it, and run. I'm telling you, and what? Run. That is not what Forex is. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not Ponzi, all right? It's not network marketing. Forex is about steady and potential growth in income. And that's what Fortune Signature is all about, Lagos. That's what Fortune Signature is all about, Nigeria. What Fortune Signature is all about, Africa. What Fortune Signature is all about globally, about building a fortune trading the Forex. You can follow us across our social media platforms on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Telegram at FTN Signature, and of course, you can actually be a part of our world. Thank you very much once again. Till we'll meet in the nearest future. Be good, and remember,